Well guys, we just got a huge Battlefield leak in the form of a full-on campaign cutscene, courtesy of our friend Temporal, and while I can't show the full video here, be sure to hit me up on Twitter where I and a ton of other creators reposted and commented on the full clear footage. But for those of you just watching on YouTube, the cutscene shows what Temporal describes as an explosive finale during a mission to destroy a dam in Tajikistan, which neatly ties into what we've been hearing about the lore, including a faction that consists of special amphibious assault forces operating in the same country, something I talk about in this video here. Now, all of this information, whether it be lore or the cutscene, has been coming directly from files within the alpha build of the game, thus everything we're seeing is totally real, or at least was at some point. Now, again, for anyone who can't watch the video on Twitter, the whole clip is about 90 seconds and shows our player loading into an armored military truck with his fellow operators, providing covering fire and driving away as jets bomb the dam, causing a massive collapse. Of course, there's trouble as the scene continues, and our player inside the rear of the truck has to continue fighting beside his comrade as rubble falls, enemies get squashed, and our squad barely makes it out alive. Now, one big thing before we get started, as an art director myself, I'd refer to this animation as an animatic, a rather unfinished animation that simply blocks out the motion and environment, yet is missing a lot of the finer detail, textures, and final animation. This scene, at least in the state we're seeing it, is definitely a ways off from being complete, but the whole build of this alpha might honestly be months old anyways. However, while the animation is incomplete, you can easily see detailed character models, large environments, and a very Battlefield 4 type of levolution. And to be honest, I'm really only seeing good things throughout this cutscene. First off, the soldiers look great, a really down-to-earth, fully tacked out, Tier 1 operator aesthetic with NVGs, plate carriers, camelbacks, and even small details like battery packs on the back of their helmets. Honestly, a little more contemporary than I was expecting, these soldiers are much more dense with detail and technology than we originally saw in the first reveal a few months ago. Next, the whole scene has a very Battlefield 4 vibe to it, and while that may feel a little Call of Duty for some players, we gotta remember that Battlefield 4's campaign was pretty action-packed with a lot of massive set pieces the player sorta watched like a movie. However, this whole environment feels a lot more down-to-earth than most Call of Duty campaigns. And finally, I really don't know why this file would be in the Battlefield Labs build of the game, especially as it seems like there's a lot of recycled assets from Battlefield 2042, specifically with things like railings, crates, and the little radio towers. Honestly, the whole environment feels like an extension of Flashpoint from 2042, but make of that what you will. There's no issue with recycling basic environmental assets, but ultimately, I wouldn't put too much weight in this cutscene. It's rough, kinda generic, and randomly in the alpha files. If anything, take comfort in things like the art direction of the soldiers and large scale of the set pieces, as this cutscene could ultimately mean nothing, but still be a nice confirmation that the developers are on the right track. But guys, if you saw the full video, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And for everything else Battlefield, stay tuned and subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.